7 new plays written by Black playwrights are coming to Broadway this fall, and one of the first to open on Broadway since the shutdown will be Thoughts of a Colored Man. And one of the show's producers is Kandi Burruss. You might know her from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or maybe you know her because she wrote the 1999 hit song No Scrubs by TLC. And now she's behind one of the most anticipated new shows of the Broadway season. So this is exciting. So there are a lot of firsts that you've had in your life, and this is one of your firsts in terms of producing. So what do you feel like to get out of the car and see the marquee?
It's an amazing feeling because, like for me, I grew up always, I wanted to be a part of Broadway. I was in musical theater. I did all those things. And so I was like, oh, I have to do, something with Broadway. So I was able to be a part of Chicago. I was in that, and then as Mama Morning, and I said I want to do it again, but this time I'm getting to see it from a business aspect. When you are the producer, you're able to help other people live out their dreams, lots of people, and that's something that I find to be very special. And so with this show, it's historic in a sense. Thoughts of a Colored Man being the first show on Broadway that starred 7 Black men, amazing actors, let me just go ahead and say that. And also to have an amazing Black writer and director. That's the first time it's ever happened. And in a year, especially what we dealt with last year, we want to show, diversity in such a positive and amazing way. And I think that this is it. I just feel like for so long, Black men have been shown in a negative way in the public. And now have a show called Thoughts of a Colored Man, to be able to see what goes on in their minds and their day-to-day lives. So this gets to show you Black men who talk about love, with their wisdom and how they share that with their children, just all different aspects, but not the crazy that has been shown in the past, but real stories where these men come together on stage and bring it to life through spoken word and slam poetry. And so it's in a way that you've never seen before.
Is there anything about it that surprised you and you took a step back and went, oh wow, I've learned something here, or we need to talk about this more?
I just think it needs to be talked about, period. Somebody said to me earlier today, they was like, why did they use the word colored? And the one thing that I find interesting is, and I said this to them, I said, you know what, you would have to ask our writer, Keenan Scott, why he chose that particular word. But for me, from my standpoint, I'm like, Black people, we are the only people whose name or identity has changed multiple times over the last 50, 75 years. We've been African American, we've been Negro, we've been Black, we've been, colored, we've been, so many different things, people of color. We're the only ones, as far as our actual identity, who the name has changed. So it's like, I think when you say Thoughts of a Colored Man, it's just a word that is used that makes people stop in their tracks and say, wait a minute.
A little candy always helps sweeten the tea.
Let's talk about Real Housewives. You're coming back. What did the pandemic do to all that for you guys?
You know what? I think the pandemic was hard on us. I think a lot of people, they're like, oh my God, the Housewives of Atlanta, they're not doing what they used to do or whatever. But what people did not understand, we started filming right early on in the pandemic. And it was in a time we really didn't know what we could or could not do. We were not able to do a lot of big parties, big events, which the Housewives are known for.
Yes, they are.
Right? And if you think about it, if you go back and watch last season, we did not have an all-cast episode until like the 5th or 6th episode. That never happens in the history of our show.
But that was for safety. That was because you didn't know what you could even do at that point.
Yes, but I think this year we'll be able to have just some more of that spice and, do what we are known to do.
I like the word spice. I like the word spice. It is spice.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot of spice.
It's a lot of spice. But I'm excited about seeing who's coming back, as well as who are going to be the newbies. The newbies always get put through the ringer.
I know. What happens when you see a newbie for the first time? Do you test them out a little bit, or do you have something that you do?
For me,
even subconsciously.
For me, I'm kind of like watching to see how are they going to act and what they're going to be like. Is she going to be doing the most? Some girls come on, they're trying to do the most because they want the most attention. Some people actually come on and it seems like they're purposely trying to get at you because they're trying to make a name for themselves.
Of course.
Some people seem like they're just being genuine and being cool. So I always try to just sit back and figure out which one they are going to be. So I felt like when people open up their life to the world and share, that's the real thing that keeps our show going to me.
No, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
21 years. I have a producer that said that song is old enough to drink. 21-year anniversary of No Scrubs. What do you think?
Yes, No Scrubs. My career before songwriting,
Before the other
music.
career.
Before you saw me on Real Housewives of Atlanta, yes, I did No Scrubs with my crew, and that song blew up. Much love to TLC. They did an amazing job performing that record and then putting that in people's brains, and it cannot go away.
Never.
That song will not go away. It's the gift that keeps on giving to me.